What's good, internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to WWE 2K15 in 2021 on the PS5, because I feel like it, and I am still your World Heavyweight Champion, and I'm hoping to last until SummerSlam, but we shall see who is next on the docket to defeat for my title. This scumbag. Alright, sure, fine. If I lose here, it would be an absolute travesty of justice. But I can't predict what's going to happen here on the show. Welcome to a fine Wednesday. If you have not seen yesterday's very special episode of Pixels, go watch that, obviously. And yeah, you know, good times happening here on the show today. Some wrestling to discuss, and then some NXT to discuss from last night, as NXT is out on Tuesdays. Because, you know, Tuesdays. So, what's going on here on a Wednesday? The word is from one Jim Ross, and he would know that AEW's plans are to tour aggressively starting in July of this year. Not next year, this year. And that's like, might be too soon if you're touring the country. I mean, look, they are very much getting out there saying, hey, anyone over 16 can now get a vaccine, and you should be good. But again, be cautious. So whether or not that's going to be impacting how they plan to tour aggressively and where they'll tour is curious. But that's the word from Jim Ross. And again, he would know. He's pretty high up in that chain in AEW. So beyond that, MLW has signed a deal with Vice Networks to air themselves there. But also in that, we heard that apparently a similar deal was offered to New Japan. And they were like, nah. They have that thing on Roku that airs old matches, which is fine if you haven't already seen them. And you don't have the New Japan World thing. But, I don't know, man. It feels like Vice, with their, between now MLW and also the Dark Side of the Ring, are trying to get into a more wrestling-heavy, you know, schedule here, but New Japan says no. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that pans out for them. If they're looking for a better deal, a bigger deal, I don't know, some kind of a different broadcast type thing that would behoove them better than Vice, possibly. But all things become clear eventually. Now, Raw was on Monday. I did watch it. I obviously wasn't here because we aired Pixels yesterday, but one thing that was supposed to air on Raw, that was announced to air on Raw, that didn't air on Raw, was going to be the first ever one-on-one meeting between Randy Orton and Braun Strowman. As we saw, that didn't happen. Instead, we had Randy going one-on-one with Matt Riddle, bro, and Matt Riddle pitching the tag team of RK Bro, and I'm like, that would be great. For as great as we had Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne there, the Broserweights, like, Matt Riddle needs a straight man. He needs to be the comedy guy with the straight man, and having the old, grizzled veteran of Randy Orton as that straight man could be hilarious. Please go with that for a bit, and definitely keep Randy away from The Fiend, if you could. That would be phenomenal. And have them go after AJ and Omos for those tag team titles. I don't know, man. Just sitting here, putting out ideas on my show, as I do. But Braun instead was inserted into the McIntyre and the Lashley thing, or whatever. So, yeah, sure. The monster among men doing that thing. Now, I am concerned here in that this is a submission maneuver opponent, and I'm bad at the button mashing submission system, and so I don't want to get caught with that. I will tap out. We've seen it before on the show. 2-1 Tyson Kidd tap me out, so I gotta hit myself a finisher before he does and put away Mr. Destiny. Now, in some news on some roster shuffling, we have the rumor that Mia Yim, aka Reckoning, has been pushed to SmackDown from Raw. Will she be Mia Yim? Will she be Reckoning? We don't know yet. But following her, 2 count, in ex-members of her faction, Retribution, is also Shane Thorne, aka Slapjack. So, Mason T-Bar unmasked on Raw and retained. But Slapjack and Reckoning going to SmackDown, but not being those characters, I don't know. That's just the rumors happening right now. And thankfully, putting away this idiot. So, defending 4 times, that was 2, I think. It has been a rough couple of days here, so my memory's not what it was. But, if we got 2 more, Vicky, Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso. Sure. Come on now. Let's get it on. And don't you call your big dog on me. But moving on to NXT. From last night, we opened the show with a very cool and healthy Kyle O'Reilly cutting a promo saying, yeah, alright, I'm ready for either the mid-card belt or the main event belt. One of those two, I'm going to get a shot somewhere doing that. And out comes my favorite, Cameron Grimes, who wants to, I guess, sponsor and or fund and invest in O'Reilly. But he had an opponent for tonight, and that was going to be him, so they end up facing off in the main event of the evening. After that, we had LA Knight fight Dexter Lumis, and LA Knight wins that match due to a distraction to Lumis from one Indy Hartwell. So, Indie Wrestling doing it again on that. Now, Io Shirai, in her first interview since losing that NXT Women's title, has said, hey, I had a long run there. A lot of defenses on time to take a little bit of a rest here, a break. And all of a sudden, a dog. And that dog, Frankie Monet, was there with that little cute dog and says, hey, I know you're taking a break, but I'm running this division now, and I'm next in line to fight Raquel Gonzalez. And Io says, hey, I'm a cat person, and leaves. Sure, alright, if that's the feud, if it's Io and Frankie, because dogs versus cats, that is such a wrestling thing to do, and yeah, sure, great, go for it. That could be fun. Now, tag team business here. It was Breezango versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. And GYV gets that victory. Into that, we had Cameron Grimes backstage, right? And of course, Cameron Grimes would be trying to invest in NFTs, the non-fungible token garbage. And, but outbid by who else but Ted DiBiase. And Cameron Grimes is hilarious, so whether or not they actually involve the actual DiBiase on the show here, maybe. But yeah, great stuff there from Grimes. He is consistently the best part of these shows for NXT. So, after that, we had the debut of Sarray. And she fought Zoe Stark here, and I just got dropped there by a Samoan. What a surprise. And man, they are definitely putting Stark up against the best and the brightest on NXT. So I think they think she's going to have a bright future here in this business. And good for her. But, of course, it was the debut of Sarray, so she's going to win that match. Like, that's just how wrestling works. It's your debut. You're making your grand splash. You're not going to lose. But I was surprised they had her up against such a hard-hitting and hard-fought opponent in Stark. But hey, Tony Storm afterwards attacks Stark and gets into that. So, some feuding going on here between those two. Now then, Kushida, who won the title, the Cruiserweight title, in an open challenge last week, is here this week to issue an open challenge. And who meets the call? It's Oney Lorcan, because obviously his tag team partner, no, do springboard, there. Springboard. Woo! Missed it. Why do I even try? Why? Main event, Jey Uso. Tell me why. He keeps Samoan dropping me. Oh my god. I might lose. He has signature. I might lose here to main event, Jey Uso. Come back. Here we go. This is where I usually save it. And Jey. That's why he's main event Jey Uso. He knows better. He avoids the comeback. He wants to put a tax slug through a table. That ain't happening, Jey Uso. Ain't happening, Lil Oos. Short arm clothesline on that Oos. And reverses the signature. Now he has finisher and signature. Well, haha! Take that. Now then, obviously, Kushida gonna beat Oni Lorcan in that match, but there was Phantasma out there afterwards, and there was MSK, which gives us a 6-man tag team match for next week. That's just booking 101. Everrise fought Imperium. There was some brief distraction here from Dane, finisher, from Dane and Maverick, and Imperium still wins that match because of course they would, but they're still doing that thing where they're going to try to... I can't move! How do you capitalize with no stamina off finisher? You can't. You get a 1 count, is what you get. Missed the chop. Missed the chop. Uso still here, has a finisher. But no, attack slug ain't going to let it happen. Mr. Main Event, Jey Uso. That's not how we play things here on the show. Crossroads today. It was a good fight, but it's going to be a good night. So, after Imperium and Everrise, and by the way, Everrise rules, we had the main event, which was O'Reilly and Grimes. And as you might imagine, Kyle O'Reilly beats Cameron Grimes in that main event. That's, again, unsurprising. And before the match, they had a face-to-face stare down there between O'Reilly and the NXT champion, Karrion Kross. So perhaps the first defense there for Kross will be O'Reilly. Now, I guess 2 things here. That means, number 1, Io Shirai is staying on the show, right? Because she's obviously there doing interviews and not getting called up to the main roster. But Adam Cole, while mentioned, was nowhere to be found. So is Adam Cole getting called up, or is he staying on NXT? Remains to be seen. This match, however, is wild. So Jey Uso can't hit that finisher. It's not much of a... Oh, no, no! What the... He tapped me out with a abdominal stretch. I hit him. Finish, finish, finish. He hits a grapple, and I'm so damaged from the matchup that I immediately tap out. And new World Heavyweight Champion main event Jey Uso. It's his time, Us. What the hell? I was this close to getting another finish and ending the match, but this right here, he abdominally stretched me until I tapped out. That's... wow, I told you. It could happen anywhere. It could happen anytime. I could lose. And there it is. The new champion. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Now, does that put me on the path here to my retirement is the question. Because usually this is the point of the game where you end up saying, hey, fast forward 15 years to Mania, main event, or whatever. Congrats, main event Jey Uso. Congrats. 5 stars. You better believe it. What a surprise. You failed. I'm not really surprised. I knew it was too much for you. Don't let me down next time. Do I get a rematch clause here? Like, where's my clause? Can you give me a shot against, say, Daniel Bryan? I know I am booked for SummerSlam, I hope, here in 2019. And again, I'm back to having nothing Fandango Randy Orton. So let's just beat up Fandango here quickly and end things for today. Yeah, I was hoping to keep that belt until SummerSlam, but I knew the game would at some point try to screw me there, and it did. What else is new? So back to Squash Match City here, because I'm no longer a champion, and it should be much easier to get through everybody until I get a storyline here or whatever. It was only when having the title did it actually increase the overall difficulty. And somewhere, William Regal saying, "I told you so. Sunshine, I told you so." But hey, you got to do it on your own. I had a bunch of great defenses there. Like, a bunch of phenomenal defenses there. Fandango with the arm drag. I am shooketh by the Dango, who was in a Queen's Guard cosplay last night. Good stuff. Good stuff. What are you doing, Dango? I was trying to grapple you, Dango. 47%, Dango. You're going down, dancing man. You are going away for good. Boom. Now then, can I actually... No, don't back away. Chain grapples. How did I not have chain grapples for how long, and all of a sudden they're just back? I don't get that at all. Like, we had a good few weeks there with no chain grapples. And all of a sudden, it's like, nah, you're back in it, boy. You're back in it. Dango, we dance for one last time. Slug Sploder, power pin. 1, 2, 3. What? On a job match? On an exhibition with Dango? Gonna get that much offense? Buddy. Buddy. Up top. Up top. He's going to the top. High risk maneuver. The arm drag. All the way to the center of the ring. Because why not? And then I will continue to kick you in the face, Dango. That's it. That's all we got. Nothing else for today. Obviously, we have AEW this evening, but is what it is, man. Is what it is. And as long as I keep feeling okay enough to film, we'll get more videos here. But that's kind of up in the air. My arm still hurts from that vaccine, but, you know, was what it was, man. Was what it was. Here it is. The Rampage on Dango. Boom. Planted him. Way too close to the ropes, but I'm going to pin him here anyway. Rope break. Yeah. That's fine, Dango. Just means you get one more Slug Sploder for you. That's all. Just as a gift. You get one more. Please get up to capitalize. Oh my god. Power pin. 1, 2, 3. Good night, Deputy Dango. And a win from your former World Heavyweight Champion. And that wraps up a fine Wednesday. D-Bry, still your WWE Champion. When do I get a shot? I've beaten him before. I can beat him again. I'm attackslug. I'll see you next time. Right here. More videos. And I'm out.